All right, on this video, I'm going to show you substitution. It's not normally the way that I choose to work a problem, but you have to know how to do it because a lot of problems are too complicated to do with elimination. Elimination is kind of a shortcut. We will be able to do any linear equation could be done with elimination or substitution. But when we get into circles and parabolas, then you have to do substitution. But we won't get there in Algebra 1, but you will get there in Algebra 2 and college algebra. So anyway, here's how you do substitution. If you have y is equal to something and the other equation is also set to be y equals something, then the two somethings have to be equal. If y is equal to this and y is equal to that, then this has to be equal to that. So think about that logic. So negative 10x minus 32 has to equal negative 2x minus 8. Now something else you can do here is all of these are negative. You could divide everything by -1 and change it to all positive numbers if you wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and leave them the way they are, but just let you know that's an option. Also, they're all even. You could divide everything by 2 if you wanted to and make everything smaller. Again, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So if I add 2x to both sides, make sure you put x's with x's because now we have variables on both sides. So that's going to become negative 8x minus 32 is equal to negative 8. Make sure you bring your minus down as a negative. Then I'm going to add 32 to both sides. So I'm going to have negative 8x is equal to 24. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 8, and x is equal to negative 3. Now, the one thing that's nice about substitution is once you get your first answer, it's really easy to get your second answer because your equation is set up to be y equals something. So y is equal to, and again, it doesn't matter which equation you use, so negative 2 times negative 3, because that's our x, minus 8. So y is equal to positive 6 minus 8, which is equal to negative 2, which means the answer to our solution or to our system is negative 3, negative 2. Okay? Number 11 here has one problem in standard form and one problem is solved for y. So we're going to take this y and we're going to plug it in for that y. So I have 12x minus 6 and then y, but I'm not going to write y, I'm going to write what it's equal to, which is 5x minus 13, and then continue this equation because that's where you plugged it in. You take one equation and you plug it into the other. We are substituting the expression for y for the letter y. Now we have a more complicated equation, but we only have one letter. These two equations both had an x and a y in it. When we put this into the other equation, now everything is x. So you just need to simplify. 12x minus 30x minus 18, 6, 7. And it would be a positive. A negative times a negative is a positive equals negative 12. So put this together. That gives you a negative 18x. Subtract 78 from both sides. You get 70, 80, 90. So you get negative 90. And so then when you divide by negative 18, you get x equals positive 5. So once you get your x value, plug that up into your equation. So y is equal to 5 times x, which we found to be 5, minus 13. So y is equal to 25 minus 13, and 25 minus 13 is 12. So that means our ordered pair is 5, 12. On this problem, you don't have a letter that's completely alone. You don't have y equals or x equals, but you do have an x that's all by itself, so it's really easy to get it alone. You just move the 6y over to the other side. So we're going to make this equation x equals negative 6y minus 25. Then we're going to take that, which is what x is equal to, and plug it in for x in the other equation. So you're going to have negative 9 parentheses, and then what x is equal to, negative 6y minus 25, and then finish your equation, plus 8y equals negative 23. Then you just simplify. Again, we have a longer, more complicated equation, but we only have one letter. We just have a y. So 9 times 6 is 54. So 54y. And then 9 times 25 is 225, I believe. And then plus 8y is equal to negative 23. So then we're going to put 54 and 8 together. So 54 and 8 will be 62y. And then we're going to take negative 23 and put it with negative 225. We're going to subtract 225 from both sides. So 225 and 23 is 248. And it'll be a negative. So now we're going to divide by 62. And we get 4. So y is equal to negative 4. So again, once we have what our first letter is equal to, it's easy to find what our x is equal to because we can plug it in. So x is equal to negative 6 times negative 4 minus 25. That will be a positive 24 minus 25, so we get a negative 1. So x is equal to negative 1. Oh, sorry, couldn't see all that. So negative 6 times negative 4 is positive 24. 24 minus 25 is negative 1, which means our ordered pair is negative 1, negative 4. So those are the examples on substitution.